strategy for prevention, as far as World Health Organization says, is simple. If you smoke or drink, quit. If you're inactive, get active and fix your diet. So the Center for Disease Control also did some research, and they found that the critical role of good nutrition is a strategy for prevention. That's why they say fix your diet. Research shows that good nutrition can help to lower people's risk for many chronic diseases, including heart disease, stroke, cancer, and diabetes. As far as heart disease, hypertension, stroke, there are 17 million, or 30% of total global deaths that account for this. And the number one cause is unhealthy diet. So World Health proposes that the strategy for prevention is to have more omega-3 fatty acids, whether from fish or plant sources, to have more fruits, vegetables, nuts, and whole grains, to maintain a healthy weight, and to do regular exercise. Whole grains and fish. The American Diabetes Association for Diabetes says the strategy for preventing diabetes is weight management, more fruits and vegetables, whole grains and fish. And the World Health Organization has been alarmed and said that diabetes is becoming an epidemic, causing one death every 10 seconds. 171 million people suffer from diabetes, and by 2030 it's going to be 350 million. That's a 100% increase. We are losing the battle. The National Institute of Health, with their National Diabetes Education Program, propose and recommends a strategy for prevention in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and to be physically active. Okay, about the disease, let's now zone down to cancer. 22 million people suffer today, as far as the World Health Organization chronic disease report says. 10 million are dying, and 30 million will die within 20 years. The new cases are expected to rise from 10 million to 17 million by 2030. This is a 50% increase, and it is alarming, and we seem to be losing the battle. What about in Africa? The number of new cases is predicted to increase from 1.2 million to 2.7 million by 2050. And this is a 119% increase. And the number of deaths are predicted to increase from 736,000 to 1.6 million by 2050. 125% increase by global. What about Kenya? The number of new cases we have is 39,867. The number of deaths, 22,888. The number of prevalent cases for the last 5 years, 76,168. And the number of cases in another 2 years will have risen up to 58,000. Will become 2. So what the Health Organization in their Council report is asking the dietary factors account for 20 to 30% of the causes of all cancers. I mentioned the other causes, but now we are looking at something you can do for yourself. And what is the strategy for prevention? Eat more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. And I'm very happy to notice several people on different tables eating like that. Well done. Clap for yourself. And if you smoke or use alcohol, to quit. Center for Disease Control, again, their strategy for preventing cancer is to have healthy diets that are rich in fruits and vegetables. So is the National Cancer Institute proposal that their strategy for prevention is more fruits, more vegetables, and grains. You cannot eat too many foods. And according to them, numerous studies have found evidence that carotenoids reduce the risk of some cancers. What are carotenoids? They're the greenish, yellowish, reddish fruits and vegetables. Most of you know beta-carotene, but there are over 600 types of carotenoids, and they all are very good for our immune system. God created an immune system in our body that actually goes around looking for cancerous cells at the stage of one cell, and we are able to destroy it if you are having enough carotenoids. So the global strategy for diet and prevention of cancer is more fruits, more vegetables, and all those. So why are we saying more fruits and vegetables? Well, research has shown that our lifestyle food pyramid looks like this. Okay? I start at the bottom. Very few of us exercise. And 2 out of 3 of us are overweight or obese. Okay? And don't drink enough water. Then the amount of whole grains we eat is very little. As well as the fruits and vegetables, what we focus on are the proteins. We eat a kilo of nyama choma, and the fats and carbohydrates, the ugali and such things, and fried foods. Okay? That is our lifestyle food pyramid, as far as research has shown, for the majority of us. But how are we supposed to eat? How is the healthy food pyramid supposed to look like? As far as the USDA, far back in 1992, this is what they proposed as the healthy food pyramid. So, if you look at the bottom of the pyramid, that's what you eat most, and what is at the top. The next largest portion that you're supposed to have is fruits and vegetables. How many 2 to 5 servings of vegetables per day? And 2 to 4 servings of fruits. Okay, the old knowledge was an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's not enough. We need a lot more. So focus on fruits. Eat the ones that are in season because they are fresh. And you can use them as a snack instead of eating mandazi and other things. And then the little amount after that is milk, yogurt, and cheese. Those you're supposed to have 2 to 3 servings, and also 2 to 3 servings of meat, poultry, dry beans, eggs, and such. And right at the top, the least amount that should be in your diet and on your plate, that you should use sparingly, are fats, oils, and sweets. How much am I talking about? A tablespoon of oil per day is what your meals should contain in total. Okay. Thank you. For example, we love chips, these modern foods that are fried in oil. A plate of chips contains 1.5 cups of oil. Okay? And a bottle of soda contains between 13 to 16 teaspoons of sugar. How much sugar are you supposed to have? The whole day, 2 teaspoons. So if you're a person who drinks a lot of tea, half a teaspoon in your tea throughout the day. Okay? So this was in 1992, but we did not take cognizance of it. But very recently, Harvard improved on it and went into a lot of details, but it's the same thing. Right at the top are the red meat, the sweets, the oils, the white